Hey everybody, it's Mike Brown with Close GPT, and we got Ross, one of our amazing customers right here. How you guys doing today? We got an exciting new thing we're going to be going over, and Ross has been asking a lot of questions about this, the new custom tool. You wanted to use it for your use case. Why don't you share what that is?
Yeah, so with this new custom tool, I want to be able to make API calls from our Close GPT system or our AI VA system in our system to go to, I don't know how many times I can say system, into another CRM or database to then pull data from a client. So I know the example that Mike wants to show here is one that I'm actually working on for a food truck. And I think we'll be able to do it for ordering really cool ways here. And then later on, I'll give another example of what I'm hoping to get Mike to walk through here with us.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I think once you guys see how we do it for this food truck, you're going to see, how many use cases you have for this custom tool. Now, I've done this food truck thing example. This is going to be my third time today. So there's been a lot of food trucks for some reason. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll dive in and show you what I got. So let's start the screen share and dive in. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and we're going to create an AI employee. So let's go ahead and do that. And I just realized I got to go into demo over here and pull that up. So here we go. All right. All right, so first thing we need to do is come in here, click on AI employees. If this is your first time creating an AI employee, you're gonna get this pop-up. If you have the AI voice plan or AI agency plan, just use custom. Custom so much easier. Builds a custom AI just for your business. We're using AI to create the AI. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna say you are a order taker for our cheese steak food truck. All right, I'm going to keep it super simple. I'm going to say customers are reaching out to place their order and pay. All right, super simple example. Industry, we'll say food truck. Company name, Mike's Cheese. We'll click next. We'll give it a name, and I'll just go ahead and say Joe, and the role is order taker. And so what this does is this gives us a really good starting point with the AI, so we can go in and really just make some tweaks and get it working. And what we're going to be doing with this is we're going to be working on a custom tool. And two of the customers today, I was helping get set up. They wanted to connect with Square, right? And so we had to connect to the Square API to generate a payment link. We had to take their order, right? Because people can be ordering a cheesesteak, a soda, fries, like all these different things. We had to total that up, generate a total for the order, and then generate the Square link. And so we were able to do that all with the custom tool. And that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. So now we get to kill about a minute, Ross. Well, the blue blob is blobbing. So there we go. Your turn.
I actually am wanting to kind of show off the fact that if you go into the integrations here, I know you can't do it while that's going. Square is not one of the integrations that we have in our system. Is that right?
It's not. Square is not one of the integrations, but we can do this in the automation builder with just a simple API call. And so let's go over that. So, and make sure we're sharing this in the group. Throw that in there if it's not already. So this is what I do every time I create an AI employee. The first thing I really do is I look at this conversation vision. And people always ask, well, what is that? Well, this is kind of like a sales script to the AI employee. And the way I think of it is like, imagine the AI employee is greeting someone. Well, after it greets someone, where do you want it to be able to go next, right? Can it end the conversation? That's a good idea. We should always let it end the conversation. Do we want to go directly into confirming an order? No, right? We haven't taken an order yet. So that looks good to me. I'm going to go to the next one, same thing, right? That looks good to me. Go to the next one. That looks good. And then we'll go to confirm. That looks good. These actually look all good to me. So I'm going to leave it exactly as is. Normally I have to check some boxes here, but that looks good. So I'm not going to make any changes. Great. Now, the next thing I want to do is what we did for this customer is they have a menu, right? And I want to give that menu to the AI employee so it has access to all this information. I'm going to say, here is our menu. This is a great use case for the system prompt. So I'm going to say cheesesteak is, we'll say $2. We'll have Coke. I'm not even going to put the prices here. How about that? We can, but we don't have to. So I'll just say cheesesteak, $2, right? Coke, we'll say we have fries, right? And that's good enough. We'll have 3 items on our menu. So now that we got this in here, I'm going to save it. We can always come in and edit these instructions and customize this. But, you know, for the purposes of this demo, we're just going to be working with the example that we got here. So next, let's say after we confirm their order, right, we want to actually, you know, deliver the order and generate a payment link. So to do that, I'm going to be using this custom AI function, or I like to call it custom AI tool. So click the new tool, and I'm going to call this the place order tool. And I'm going to say use this tool when or after the customer confirmed their order and you need to enter the order to generate a payment link. And so what do we want to do? What do we want this tool to take? Well, let's have it take the customer's name. Customer first name. Right? I'm going to put that in here as the title and the key. And for the description, I'm going to tell the AI what to put here. So put the customer's first name. All right? It's hard to mess that one up. Now I'm going to add another field. We can call this order details. And so I'm going to put in order details. I'm going to put a variable, same thing. I'm going to say put the list of items in this order here. I'm going to say list of items here in this order here the customer wants. I think that's all I really need. I'm just checking this really quick. All right, cool. So now that I got this tool, I want the tool to take some action, right? And so once the tool collects all this data, and I'm looking at the setting here, right? Wait for completion. This means we're going to collect all this information before we trigger this tool. So we got to have the order. We got to have the first name. After that, this AI automation runs.
So let me pause here for people that aren't familiar with this so I can ask a couple of questions that make it easy whenever they go to use this.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what you're doing is using this custom AI tool to pull the data from the conversation and send it to your automation as a variable.
Yep.
Okay,
absolutely. Cool. And then we're taking context from that automation and throwing it back to the AI so we can send that payment link and the AI can offer it.
Awesome.
So I'm going to click on create automation for this tool. Perfect. And so we're going to start here with a new automation. Now, in this case, we needed to actually do some massaging of the data. So the AI employee is just going to give us a list of items in the order, like cheesesteak, fries, Coke. Well, we need to convert this to a price because I got to generate a payment link, right? So instead of a human calculating the order total, we're going to rely on the AI for that. So I'm going to search for the LLM prompt step. I'm going to type in a prompt such as your job is to calculate the order total based on the menu prices. Now I can come in here and type in menu prices. I want to put cheesesteak equals $5.99. I can put Coke equals $2. Not code, but Coke. There we go. And then I can put fries equals $3, right? And then I'm going to put in the user's order. And for this, I would actually put in a merge field. And I don't see the input variables here yet because I didn't save the step, my custom tool, before I created the flow. So I'm glad you guys got to see that. So I'm actually going to go here and click on create the tool first. Now the tool is created successfully. So now in my automation, I can refresh and I should see some extra variables in here.
Another cool thing to note on that, there was a little toggle on that. If you don't want to see those variables and you don't want to delete that custom tool, all you have to do is toggle that off and it won't show up in your variables either.
Yeah. Yep. And now I got to retype this. I should have copied and pasted, but your job is to calculate the order total based on the menu prices. So menu prices. And we got cheesesteak equals $2.99. We got Coke equals $2. And we got fries equals $1. Right? You can put your whole menu here. And then we say here is the user's order. And so there's no method to the madness here, right? We're just typing up details that gives the AI context on what to do. Now I can put in the, and I don't see the input variable right here. So what happened? I'm going to save this. We're going to publish this flow, order taking flow, and see what happened. Yes. I'm going to go back into it. That one's publishing. So we got this on here. I'm going to add to an automation, order taking flow. Let's see if adding it will get that to show. Okay. Still publishing. Give it a minute. And here we go. I'm going to try to put in the user's order. So there we go. This is what I was looking for, trigger data. So I had to save the tool. I had to save the flow. Now I'm seeing the trigger data. I'm going to put in the user's order details, right? And so to test this, I can just type something here. So instead of the variable, I'm just going to say 2 cheesesteak. And so my output variables on here is just going to be the order price. And I'm going to give it a name like order price. I'm going to say put the order price, order total price here without the $sign. Now, I know to do this without the $sign because I already looked at the Square API and I see they accept the price just as a number with no $sign. So I'm going to run this step. And here you see I got the order price. So we can come in and we can test this. You can see a cheesesteak times 2. That's perfect, right? And I can do this again. We can say in 1 fry. There you go. And so we can keep coming in and testing it and making sure that we got it right. So some quick math right here. That would be $6 plus 7. That one actually wasn't right, right? That one's not right. So we can come in and make it more explicit. It could be confused in this case since I said fry instead of fries. So I can put fries/fry, right? Try to give it more context on here. Anytime the AI can get confused, you're going to have a chance for an error. So the more explicit we are in here in the instructions, the better it will do. The other thing is decreasing the temperature. When the temperature is 0, you're really removing the randomness out of this. It's more deterministic. In this example, we don't want any randomness in the price, right? This is a matter of fact. So we're going to change the temperature to 0. We're going to run this. And 0 means I should get this response practically every time. So that's good. So I'm going to save this step right here. And so remember, I got my order price as the output. Perfect. So I'm going to connect this up here. Next, we had an API step, and we had to call the API for Square. And now I already have the API docs up here. I can go ahead and just put it up here in the browser so we can all see it. And so this is the scary code stuff, right? So, but the cool thing is they have an example, and I'm just copying and pasting from their example right here. This is the payload they need. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to say, let's send a custom body. I'm going to paste in this example. And then for the name of the payment link, I can put in customer's order. And I want to actually put in a variable here. So I'm going to use the trigger data of customer's first name. So it'll say customer's order Mike. I can tweak that. Next, I got the amount of the price. And so for this, I'm going to use the variable of the other step. So I got trigger data, actually step output order price, right? So we calculated the order price. We're creating the payment link. Next, all I have to do in here is for this API, they have bearer token authorization. I can just add this to the header. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to click on header data. I'm going to say authorization. And this is where you would put your API key. And if anyone needs help connecting anything on the API step, our team is a wizard at doing this. They've done it so many times. Super easy. So if this looks like, code, don't worry, we can help you out. Next, we have a response, right? And I have to look at, well, what do I want in this response? And the indentation here helps, right? So I'm looking at payment link, and then inside payment link, because it's indented, I want the URL. And so over here, we're going to save that as a response variable. And I'm just going to copy this so I don't mess it up. So payment link dot URL. Now I'm going to give this a friendly name so I know what this is in the future, because I'm going to see this later. So now I'm saving the output of this API to a payment link variable. So I can click save. Let's see. Oh, I forgot the URL. So it's good to put the URL of the API you're connecting to. So I'm going to copy this, put it in here. Now we got this API step. That's cool. Now next, we want to actually return a response to the AI. And so for this, we're actually going to use the tool response step. So AI tool response. And on here, this is where we can tell the AI employee, this is the payment link, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick send thoughts to the AI employee. So I'm talking to the AI employee, not the customer here. We can say the order has been placed, and now the user needs to complete their payments using the link below to finalize the order. Right, and this is where I would actually use the step output of the payment link, right? But since I don't have the API key in that API step, I'm just going to put an example here. So, right, so I'm going to put https://www.square.com/paynow123. So I'm going to save this, and I would connect it. Right, so now I got my tool. It's going to run this step, run this set of steps, and return to the AI response. Now, since I don't have this API hooked up, I'm going to skip this step, right? And we can just go straight to here. Or I can even just go straight to the API tool response step. So let's save that.
So before we go anywhere after you save this, let's walk everybody through what's happening while they look at this automation real quick.
Yep, 100%. So remember, the AI employee is going to collect their first name and it's going to collect all the items they ordered, right? They can order fries, they can order Coke, they can order a cheesesteak. And so the first step is we're converting their order into a price, right? I need to know what the total price is of their order. So we're going to insert their order details here, right? We got, what is it? The trigger data, order details. Right now I have something hard-coded here, and we're expecting an order price. All right, so we get this order price next. Then we would go to the API step. API step is using that order price from the AI. We're generating a payment link. This is using Square. And once we get the payment link, we're going to tell the AI employee the order's been placed. Now click the payment link to complete your order. Right? So all this is happening in the back end, in the middle of a conversation, so the user can place an order. So now if I save this, I can go back to my AI employee. Now I got my custom tool. I'm going to double check it. It's hooked up to my order taking flow. That's perfect. And so now I can go into the test chat mode and come in here and say, what can I get for you today? I want to get 2 Cokes. Great choice. Anything else? I'll say, no, that's all. And this is really where you get to test your AI employee, make sure everything works as expected. I'm noticing I forgot one step right here. I didn't add the custom tool to any stage. So let's actually do that. I need to come in to where I want the tool to be fired, confirming order. I'm going to come in and I'm going to click on available tools, and I'm going to add my custom tool, place order tool. That's good. Now I'm going to give the stage instructions a little tweak, and I'm going to say review the final order with the user. Instead of that, I'm going to say review the final order with the user and then call the place order tool to complete the user's order. And so I just referenced again here, right, the name of the tool, place order tool in the instructions. I'm going to save that. I'm going to go back to the test chat mode. So I'll start this over. Say I want to get 2 Cokes. Anything else? No, that's all. There we go. Is that correct? Yes. And I might want to remove some of that, duplicate. Are you sure? Are you really sure? Right? We can edit the stages to customize that. Now look at this. So we have in here these green bubbles, and these green bubbles show that it called the tool place order tool, right? It passed in the order details of 2 Cokes. It didn't ask the customer's name, so we can customize that in the prompt to make sure to ask for the customer's name. Now it sent this thought back to the AI employee. Now in here, it didn't actually share the link, right? So this thought we sent to the AI employee wasn't explicit enough on what we want it to do. So we can actually go back into our tool, and I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to make it more explicit here. I'm going to say, share this link with the user now so they can pay. All right, I'm really spelling it out for the AI. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to save this. We're going to publish it. I'm going to go back into my AI employee. And this time, I'm going to say, then share the payment link with the user now so they can pay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and save. I'm going to go back into test chat mode, and we're going to do this again. Order 1 Coke and 1 fry. and I misspelled fries. I put tries. Let's see what happens. Just to confirm, you want 1 Coke, 1 fries. Anything else? That's all. Thank you. And here we go. It says, is that correct? Yes, that's correct. And so this conversation can be happening over the phone, right? So this works not only on the text mode, but it can also happen during a live phone call. So you have an order taking AI employee taking someone's order over the phone. Now look at this. It says your order has been placed. Please complete your payment using the link below. If I hover over that link, I see it goes to square.com/paynow/123. That's exactly what I put right here. That's awesome. So now the AI employee is correctly taking the thought from that tool and is generating a response based on that. Now, the other thing I want to test here is let's make sure when it called the order placing tool, it actually passed in the right stuff. So I see I got 1 Coke, 1 fries. That's perfect. The last thing I want to do in here is make sure we get the customer's name. Any questions so far, Ross? What do you think?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward. It's really cool how this works and how it pulls in. And I even like that you misspelled fries and it pulled it in correctly to the call.
Yeah. Luckily, AI doesn't care that I'm a bad typer or a bad speller, so it fixes all that. So we can go in and we can edit the prompting. And then this is where I would say, in addition to, maybe in the greeting, ask the customer's name, right? We can do that in here and customize the prompt. But that's pretty much it, right? And so we use this to connect to a payment integration that doesn't exist inside CloseGPT to calculate an order price and generate a payment link. You wanted to use this for insurance, right? So you can do an insurance policy lookup, tell people their renewal dates, but the possibilities for this are really endless.
Basically, if you have a database on the back end, you can pull data from it and have it have an intelligent conversation like it has a memory, which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, imagine you have a Shopify store and you want to give people tracking updates on their shipment, give them the tracking number, right? All that sort of stuff. This is what you can do. Call that API. Your AI employee calls that API, captures the data, and uses that in context to generate a response. This is the whole purpose of this observation, right? It's not just repeating what we typed, right? It's taking this in as context to make a more intelligent AI response. Now, could be recommending products, right? You can be doing a product search, a product lookup. You could be a real estate agent. You could be searching for properties available, right?
Car dealership.
So many ways so many things you can do with this. Now, I'm going to show you something else that's pretty fun because you can do a lot of cool stuff in here. Now, a big part of just about every business out there is upselling, right? I came in here and I just ordered a Coke and a tries, not even a fries, right? And we want the AI employee to really do better. So what we can do is we can go back into the automation. And I can do this 2 ways, right? I can put this in here in the thought, or I can also put it in the system prompt. But one way is to do it here. So I can come in here and I can put in some logic for upselling. Upsell ideas, right? If the user didn't order a drink, offer a drink. If they didn't order fries, offer fries. And so we could do that with a discount, right? We can say offer fries for 20% off, offer fries, buy one, get one free. We can put any sort of upsell ideas that we want here, and we can take this out as a variable. And so I'm gonna add another variable, and I'm gonna say upsell offers. And so I'm gonna say put all the possible upsell offers that apply or none if none. So I'm going to run this again. And I got an upsell offer for a Coke, right? And so that is a great way to be able to pass offers back to the AI employee. So you notice this was my order, right? I ordered 2 cheesesteaks and 1 fry. Didn't order a Coke. And that's exactly what it did. So I can save this step now. I'm going to go back into my AI tool response, and I can say, put something above here. The user didn't, the user needs to be offered these items now to be upsold, right? And I can put in the variable here. I'm going to put step output upsell offers. So I'm dynamically generating an upsell. I'm passing this thought back to the AI employee, and I'm generating a payment link. Now, I probably want to make a lot of sense now that I'm doing it here. When I send the payment link, I probably want to do the upsell before I send the payment link. So let me show you the second way you could do that. So I'm going to save this right here. And I can copy these upsell ideas here. And I'll save this flow. We'll go back to the AI employee. And guess what? We actually have an upselling step that the AI already added for us. So I can just put in here upsell ideas. You must offer one of these upselling ideas, upselling offers that apply. And so I could remove the rest of the stage instructions or put some more custom stage instructions, but this is where I can put in my upsells. And so now we got the AI that's in charge of the upselling here based on what they're ordering. So it makes it really dynamic. So
what I find really cool about this too is when you look at the statistics of hiring an employee and training them, they say roughly 13% of their annual salary is what it costs to train a new employee. Mm-hmm. With this, it's so easy. It's so permanent, really. You train it and it doesn't have to be trained again. That person on the job has nerves. They get nervous when they have to do the upsell for the first time. They get caught up in the conversation. You train the AI one time and it's going to do this every single time this way, dynamically based on what you trained it, and it remembers exactly how to do it. This is going to take away a lot of the tedious tasks that you don't want your employees doing so that they can get things done faster, build better conversations, and actually just human interact so that the AI can take care of all this.
Absolutely. And, businesses get busy, right? During lunchtime, you're swamped, you're overloaded. You don't have time for the upsells, or maybe you forgot, right? Putting this in the AI's hands gives you more of that predictability, which is cool, which obviously increases revenue and profits once you get your upselling in there. So make sure you got the upselling in your AI employees. So, but this gives you guys a quick kind of tour of the custom tool. I wanted you guys to see how this works and think about how you guys can apply it in your business. We're going to be doing more of these because there's so many types of custom tools we can make. I think the next one we're going to make is for you, Ross. We're going to do that, the insurance policy lookup to share renewal dates and other policy details that a licensed agent doesn't need to provide, that an AI can provide. So that'll be really cool.
I'll do that one too ahead of time so I can walk through it and just show people that it's not just you that can do this, that other people can figure this out too, because it's not too difficult. In fact, in this tutorial, I found out where mine is having issues. Is I had the API step second after the LLM tool. So the LLM tool was collecting and then it was getting all bogged down. Whereas here you have the API step. No, actually I was wrong. Let me see. I think I have it the other way around. Whatever it was, my first 2 steps were reversed.
Yeah, so just remember that when the AI hits this tool response step, the AI employee is going to get that response. So you can put things after it, but they're going to be things that don't affect what the AI employee receives. Now, if I was building out like a drip sequence here, I may want to put in like a wait a day and then send the person a coupon. I would definitely want to do that after the AI tool responds, so the AI employee is not waiting a day for the response. But that's something you could totally do here. And that's something we could do in the AI LLM prompt step, generate an SMS to offer the customer a coupon on the same order that they placed last time, right? And so we can generate that SMS right here. And let's go ahead and actually just do that now, because that's fun. We'll say this is the upsell SMS. And we're going to say, I want you to generate a 20% off coupon for a repeat order, and make sure to include the order detail. Let's see what that comes back with.
And this is how you would send the payment link too. So if somebody's on the phone with the AI, they can't just click a payment link. So you would generate it this way and then send it via SMS and the automation.
100%. And so now we got an upsell, 20% off your next order. And so where would I use this? Well, guess what? We have an SMS step. All right, so under messaging, send SMS, and I'm going to put in here above my opt-out text, I'm going to put in here my step output of upsell SMS. Now we get a dynamically AI generated upsell based on the customer's order. So super powerful, really cool. I'm just going to connect it here. There we go. And you got to have a phone number in order for that to work. You can see in my test account, I'm getting that message. So make sure you buy a phone number first. All right. Well, that's all for today. I appreciate you guys joining us, and we're going to do more of these. So I hope you guys